सक्सेसफुल नहीं हूँ जैसा मैं चाहता था। तो क्या हुआ कि उन्हें ऐसा लगने लगा कि मेरी लाइफ एकदम मीनिंगलेस हो गई है और वो डिप्रेस होने लगे। और 25 इयर्स की एज थी, बट वो इतना टेंशन में रहते थे, इतना डिप्रेशन में रहते थे कि उनकी एज ऐसी लगती जैसे 40 इयर्स के हैं। एक बार क्या हुआ था कि वो कुछ सोच रहे थे, तो उस टाइम पे टीवी में उन्होंने एक एड देखा जिसका नेम था मेंटल बैंक। तो मेंटल बैंक क्या है? मेंटल बैंक एक होम स्टडी कोर्स है जिसमें ये बताया गया है कि जो लाइफ है, लाइफ में जो कुछ भी होता है आपकी लाइफ में, वो कहीं ना कहीं आपके सबकॉन्शियस माइंड से रिलेट करता है, वो उसी में रहता है। तो फिर उन्हें ऐसा लगा कि शायद ये जो मेंटल बैंक है ये मेरी हेल्प करेगा। तो फिर उन्होंने तुरंत ऑर्डर कर लिया, और जैसे ही उनके घर में ये डिलीवर हुआ, वो इतने एक्साइटेड हुए कि कैसे मतलब उन्हें ऐसा लगा कि कैसे हमारे थॉट्स हमारी क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ को डिटरमाइन करेंगे। इससे पहले कभी उन्होंने नहीं सुना था, क्योंकि हम सब भी स्टडी किए, हमने कभी भी इससे पहले ऐसा पढ़ा ही नहीं कि हमारे थॉट्स हमारी लाइफ को डिटरमाइन करेंगे। हम जैसा सोचते हैं वैसा ही हमारी लाइफ में होता है। कभी एजुकेशन सिस्टम ऐसा है ही नहीं कि सारी चीजें सिखाया जाए, हमें भी नहीं पता एक्चुअली। लेकिन क्या हुआ कि मतलब उस कोर्स से वो इतना ज्यादा मोटिवेट हुए कि वो बहुत सारी मोटिवेशनल बुक्स रीड करने लगे, और फिर उनको ऐसा लगा कि जैसे मेरी लाइफ में मुझे एक डायरेक्शन मिल गया है। तो वो अपने एटीट्यूड को पॉजिटिव करने लगे, और फिर बाद में उन्होंने अपने गोल को अचीव करने के लिए जो प्लान किया था, उस प्लान में वो सक्सेस होने लगे। वो लाइफ में कंटिन्यू सक्सेस गेन करने लगे। और बाद में लॉ के साथ में वो स्टडी तो कर ही, लॉ के साथ में वो मोटिवेशनल स्पीच भी दे रहे थे। और बाद में क्या हुआ कि वो जॉब को क्विट करके फुल टाइम मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर एंड राइटर बन गए। तो क्या हुआ कि अगर उनकी लाइफ में ऐसा नहीं होता तो लाइफ कभी चेंज ही नहीं होती उनकी, उनका एटीट्यूड भी नहीं चेंज होता। तो उस टाइम उनको पता चला कि पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड की पावर क्या होती है। तो हमारी जो लर्निंग है वो ये है कि योर एटीट्यूड इज योर विंडो टू द वर्ल्ड। मतलब आपका एटीट्यूड ही डिफाइन करता है कि आप पूरी दुनिया को किस नजरिए से देखते हैं। जैसे क्या होता है कि जब हम बचपन में जब हम चलना सीखते हैं, तो हम कितने बार गिरते हैं, लेकिन कभी किसी को ब्लेम नहीं करते, ना अपने पेरेंट्स को ना किसी और को। बट क्या होता है कि जैसे जैसे हम बड़े होते जाते हैं, हमें क्रिटिसाइज किया जाता है, कंपेयर किया जाता है, या हमें बहुत रिजेक्शन मिलता है, जिसकी वजह से क्या होता है, हमारा जो मेंटल विंडो है वो डर्ट हो जाता है, और फिर हम अपने पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड को कहीं मिस कर देते हैं। अगर हम अपने पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड को मिस कर देते हैं तो हमें लाइफ में बहुत ज्यादा फ्रस्ट्रेशन होने लगता है और हम डिप्रेस होने लगते हैं। तो इसको मेंटेन करके रखना है। नेक्स्ट होता है यू आर अ ह्यूमन मैग्नेट। हम जो सोचते हैं वही चीज हमारी लाइफ में होती है। जैसे व्हाट टू से व्हेन यू टॉक टू योरसेल्फ, इसमें आपने पढ़ा होगा, और मैजिक ऑफ थिंकिंग बिग में आपने पढ़ा हो, सीक्रेट उसमें पढ़ा होगा। तो ह्यूमन एक मैग्नेट है, जो वो सोचता है ना वही उसकी लाइफ में होती है। तो इस चीज डिपेंड करता है कि आप उस पर कितना बिलीव करते हो। तो आप जो भी बोल रहे हो उस पर आपको फोकस करना है कि आप क्या बोल रहे हो, क्या आपको वही चाहिए जो आप वर्ड्स अपने मुंह से निकाल रहे हो। नेक्स्ट होता है कि जो नेक्स्ट है टर्न योर प्रॉब्लम इनटू अपॉर्चुनिटी। मतलब प्रॉब्लम हर किसी की लाइफ में आती है, बट जो सक्सेस होते हैं वो उस प्रॉब्लम को किस वे से लेते हैं वो उन पे डिपेंड करता है। क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम जब आती है तो सॉल्यूशन भी लेके आती है, बट हम लोग इतना स्टक होके रह जाते हैं क्योंकि हमारा एटीट्यूड नेगेटिव होता है, तो हम समझ ही नहीं पाते हैं कि इसके पीछे भी कोई सॉल्यूशन है। तो ऑलवेज प्रॉब्लम नहीं, अपॉर्चुनिटी जो होती है वो बिहाइंड होती है किसके, प्रॉब्लम के। तो वी शुड अंडरस्टूड कि हमारी एटीट्यूड कैसी है और हम प्रॉब्लम को किस वे से देखते हैं। थैंक यू।
बहुत ही बढ़िया ललिता जी, आपने एक्चुअली बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स कवर किए। द बेस्ट पार्ट आई लाइक्ड इज द एनर्जी, इमोशन लेवल्स और द कंटेंट विद स्टोरी एज वेल एज पॉइंट्स। पूरा अच्छे से आपने कम्युनिकेट किया। वेरी वेरी नाइसली शेयर्ड ललिता जी, थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू किरण।
Awesome. So we move to the next speaker. Dilip Chachu, you can go ahead. Go spotlight कर लेते हैं।
Yes, Kiran.
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, friends. I have today very simple topic. Very simple. Goals. नॉर्मली क्या होता है, हर एक के पास कुछ ना कुछ गोल रहता है, यू नो, इट कैन बी शॉर्ट टर्म गोल और लॉन्ग टर्म गोल, इट कैन बी एनीथिंग। even for a day, that may go for a day, few years to achieve the goal. And some goals you can take the complete life also. Like in one life, you can set some goal and to try to achieve that. So I have prepared. I have gone through the book called from Brian Tracy. The book name is Goals. Okay. So what I got, like uh, you can what is the focus, what he says is that you can achieve, you can get everything in life the faster you even think of it. Okay. So you may sometime what happens, you might think that a goal aisa goal possible nahi hai. But normally, at our stage, and when you are young, can you think that I can buy a very expensive car? In young during our young age, we don't think about that particular goal. ऐसा सोच भी नहीं पाते. So अभी हमारे केस में can we set a goal that I can buy a aeroplane or helicopter? No, we don't do, because we don't see it as a great goals. We don't set. But how to, if you want, you can do it. How to achieve that one? जो ब्रायन ट्रेसी बोल रहे हैं, so many people they don't feel get the they don't have the passion to set the goal. And some people feel that goals are not important. And कुछ तो बोलते हैं कि ये goal तो set कर दिया, but what happens if I don't get success in this, if I get the failure? और कुछ बोलते हैं कि if I set a great goal, big goal, so what if people will ridicule me? So ये सब negativity जो आता है मन में, we don't set a higher goal and we don't tend to achieve such bigger goal. That is the main drawback of having not setting a goal. And but अभी हम ब्रायन ट्रेसी का लाइफ में जाएंगे तो when he was a very young 15 years old, he was a school dropout. Okay. But when he after that, what happened, he became a salesman, he became a sales representative, and he struggled a lot. He did so many things, but finally what he said, that enough is enough. Now I'm going to get a daily monthly income of $1,000 when he was very young. What he did, he wrote down his goal. Okay. And that is the point where that is very important point, that we should always focus that when you set a goal, even if it is based on our calibrity, if it is a bigger also, we need to write the goal. And that is the main focus point here. And after setting the goal, what we need to do is, like, we need to focus on that. What is the different ways I can achieve the goal. So I'll tell one thing. When I come into the association of Vijay, the first thing when I had a word with him, what he said, he said, can you, the first test that he gave me is, can you go and write 30 such goals in your life? Any such goals that you want to achieve in your life? So hardly by the initial period, what I could get is, or hardly 5, even leave about 30. I couldn't get 30 goals. So what happened? Then I started thinking over it slowly. What I am really trying to achieve in my life. I started writing down. And the most thing, that some goals, if you want to achieve, you can write somewhere in the wall. Suppose if you want to buy an expensive car, get a picture of the car and put it somewhere in the wall. Put it opposite to your bedroom. So the more that every day, if you see that, then slowly, you will get that fascination and you will work for that and to achieve that one. So that is the way, I got into know from after coming coming in association with Vijay. And when what I got few other goals, I feel if I can say that a few examples of that such goal is, how can I build a legacy for my kids, for myself, and can I achieve life of significance? Can I achieve some kind of wealth? Can I become a famous? Okay, so I want to achieve time, because the most important thing we don't have these days is we don't have time. We can achieve the time also to give our family, and can I achieve some leadership skill so that I can lead a team? Can I have a better relationship? So these are all, this could be all the kind of major goals we can achieve in life. So those we do not focus. I have one funny thing I can remember. I learned from my sister-in-law. When you want to buy a computer, earlier it was a desktop. When you try to buy a computer and if you are not ready financially, what you will do? You go and buy some CDs. Okay, go and buy some CDs. You'll daily see. You will not use the CDs. You will daily watch those CDs, because CD is and all very cheaper cost, right? So when you daily, if you can see these CDs, then one day, maybe 1 year or 6 months, or in a few years, you will be able to buy that computer. And that is, I'm talking about the 20 years, 25 years back. And finally, I achieved that as well. When if you want to buy a car, and if it is you are not able to buy it right now, at least buy seat covers. So, and after maybe it will take 5 years. Okay, that seat cover will go. You may not use that one, but daily if you see, you will get that kick to buy the car. And that is a great achievement. Like, I have learned the thing in life. And I just wanted to note on some points that what all like you can do to achieve the goal. Choose the goal most inspire you. Write down the goal. Most important point. We need to be very much proactive to work on that. And after you write the goal, never be negative on that particular goal. And then we need to break down the goal. If it is not achievable in time, like if it you can break it down, and always you can expect some failure, and if we can work on the failure and finally achieve the goal. And the list is not if you want some help, you can get help from someone. Suppose you want to be a leader, you can go and work with the leader, get some knowledge, and then you can work on that. So these are the few points I wanted to tell you. So I'm sorry I took a little more time. Thank you so much.
Amazing, Chacho, amazing. The best example I like is seat covers and CD. लैपटॉप खरीदना है, कंप्यूटर खरीदना तो CD खरीद के रख लो, नहीं तो फिर बाद में मोटिवेशन आ जाएगा लैपटॉप खरीदने का. It was very nicely shared. Thank you so much, Chacho. Wonderfully shared all the points. Great.
दिलीप जी, यदि घर खरीदना है तो क्या करना है?
एक घर का मॉडल ले लो. जैसा घर खरीदना है वैसा मॉडल ले.
फर्नीचर ले सकते हो भूषण, पहले से फर्नीचर लेके रख लो.
नहीं तो घर के पर्दे ले लेना जो खिड़की में लगाना होगा.
बिल्कुल.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chachu. Great. So we'll go to the introduction of new folks, and then we'll again come back to our speakers. I think anyone who is new, who has not introduced themselves, can unmute and share the name, profession. I think Ananya, you can go ahead and share your name, profession, who invited you, where do you locate?
Okay, sure, Kiran. Yep. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Okay, fine. So this is Ananya Chandrakar, and I'm currently working as a big data software engineer here in Bangalore with one of the IT company. And currently I'm working from Bangalore. Basically, I belong to Bhilai, Chhattisgarh, and Bhushan has invited me to this. bootcamp.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Ananya, for sharing an introduction. Awesome. So we'll quickly take one more speaker, and we have a guest speaker with us. We'll invite him. I'm sure you are aware of the flyers which you have sent. So कौन अच्छा will take Saurabh, you can go ahead. Second, Saurabh, can you hear? Yeah, you can go ahead with the topic. Yeah. Set the timer.
So good evening, everyone. I'm Saurabh, and today my topic is from Rich Dad Poor Dad, that is written by Robert T. Kiyosaki, and topic is work to learn and don't work for money. So the author here focuses that learning is super important, but he also states that education nowadays is misleading, and it is creating a gap of mindset between us. So for that, he narrated a very good story that he encountered when he was promoting his book while visiting Singapore. So he met an aspiring author, and she wanted to be famous and be successful like Robert. And she asked for some suggestion, and Robert just gave her a suggestion to go into sales, and that somehow offended her that she is highly educated and she has to be she is being suggested to go into this sales kind of work. So she purposely didn't agree for it. So what here it is being said that people are being brainwashed in the education world just to get a degree, but they are not being taught the essence of life. So that is what he wants to share with us from this story. And this author also said that specialization is better, is best, but better for us is to have wide knowledge about different domains. As if you could go through the profile of the author or his work, he was into different jobs. He was into Navy, he was into Marines, and he was into Xerox for selling some for sales business also, where he overcame the bigger fear he has. That was the fear of rejection. So we need to have a wide knowledge of every domain. That would help us a lot in moving up in life. So what is being quoted that people are usually are a skill or two away from wealth. As you can recall from Vijay's speech this past Saturday, that if we are having a technical knowledge, but we are not merging it with our communication skill, our presentation skill, then it is of no use. So that is one or two skills that people are lacking of from gaining more wealth, more success in life. So the more important skill for people nowadays, one is leadership. A second, it is a combination of like sales, marketing, communication. That is called a persuasion. So what is the best? I think I would like to share that we need to get a job to learn skills. Money part comes later. So because we should not stop or cease from learning. And as a very good example, I would like to say that our quote that whenever we are just passed out from our college and we go for job, so a degree or our that resume, it is just an initial a step for getting us into the company. But what happens that in our interviews, what happens we are showcasing and showing our persuasion skills, that how well we are to deserve this. So personal marketing and persuasion, this is a very important skill for us. And very important thing is we need to showcase how we can explain or how we can excel with our skills. So learning is very important. And in the end, I would like to just quote that uh, we should learn to gain more and more skills and learn ourselves or make ourselves knowledgeable in not in a single domain but a wide variety of domain. That is what I would like to share. Thank you so much.
Amazing, Saurabh. The best part, in fact, I love your talk is that yeah, perfectly within 3 minutes you cover beautifully the whole content, and the confidence, the clarity of your voice, सब कुछ यार बहुत अच्छा improvement हुआ. I've seen you starting the way you used to speak, and now when you speak, a lot of clarity, a lot of weight has come up with your talk. And as Saurabh was talking about कि the kind of domains the author wanted to try. I don't know कितने लोगों ने पढ़ा है Think and Grow Rich के chapter, but if you have read Think and Grow Rich specialized knowledge and what Saurabh shared about going with multiple domains, आपको confusion आना चाहिए. और अगर आपको confusion नहीं आया होगा तो मुझे नहीं पता हमने क्या पढ़ा है. आप एक बार सोचिए, go whatever Saurabh told, go read the 6th chapter and again read Think and Grow Rich specialized knowledge, and you should have some doubt कि उस chapter में कुछ और बोलता है, थोड़ा सा different बोलता है, and what Saurabh is telling is little different. So what is the main essence behind it? It's a very मतलब बहुत ही thin line है उसको समझने के लिए, but it's very powerful content. So I look for responses from all of you. What is your understanding with those topics? And thank you so much, Saurabh, for sharing. We'll
Thank
move
you,
to
Kiran.
our
Thank you.
next guest speaker. I am sure nobody needs introduction for him, and he is one of our recent role model for past few months, where he's put a lot of efforts on himself, in his personality, in his strength, and is proven with a lot of results. And today he's a professional trainer, coach, and definitely IT में तो है ही. As a lead, he worked with top MNC. And जितना भी बोले, it will be less because he has been a person who has led by example, and you all have seen him consistently. So, Bharat, the stage is yours. I shall spotlight you. Go ahead, Bharat.
Very good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Kiran, for this wonderful invitation. I'm so excited to be here. It feels like coming back to home. Also, this is my book club. So I was part of this book club earlier, but then again we have to do a spin-off. So we started our own book club. But it always feels nice to come back to home and talk to our own people, right? So it feels amazing. So my topic for today is the topic name is lose a little and so we as a human beings, we never want to lose anything in life. When it comes to education, career, work, no matter what, we never want to lose anything. Be it a little discussion that you have with our family, friends, or colleagues, we never want to lose. But we all can agree that one thing we'll be happily loses body weight. Yeah. Although there are some exceptions to this as well. Yeah. Before going into further details, let me give a brief intro about myself. My name is Bharat. I was born and brought up in Andhra Pradesh, and I currently reside in Bangalore with my wife Sutra. I'm currently working as a QA lead with a service-based company. Along with that, I also run a fitness program with the help of our coaches. We have trained around 200 plus individuals, both online and offline. So that's about me. And coming into my topic, so people always ask about my transformation. This is one common question people come and ask me is why did I do this transformation? Uh, Actually, right from my childhood, right, I was always obese person. My friends used to make fun of how I used to look, how much food I used to eat. But being a child, being a kid, and it never affected me much because I was not even aware of what all those things mean to myself. But then again, when I started growing up, that inner voice in me started talking to me. Yeah, whenever I look at myself in the mirror, it used to tell me, "See how you're looking." So that affected me the most. Yeah. And at the same time, I started facing so many external challenges as well. My body used to hurt whenever I walk for 15 to 20 minutes. My knees used to hurt. I used to have severe back pain. So these all challenges I started facing, and along with that, I used to have some sleep issues. Because of that, I used to be lethargic throughout the day. Yeah, and during the college days, I used to play a lot of cricket, but the role that I'm always confined to is being a wicket keeper, or they used to keep me near the batsman because of my weight and everything. They used to give me such roles. So these all things affected me, and that was when I started and I decided that I have to work on myself. So this was my why actually. So here I wanted to say one thing. So wherever or whenever in our life, right, if whenever we want to start something, be it any opportunity, be it any task, be it any work-related thing, right? We should always ask ourselves why we are doing it. The stronger the why is, the easier the journey it gets. So I've decided my why. Now I've decided that I'll lose weight, but I have no knowledge of what is this weight management is about. So that is when I started researching what is weight management is all about. Then I came across a lot of weight loss myths, like you have to completely give up on rice. You need to skip meals. You need to drink a lot of green tea throughout the day. You have to be on very strict diet. These all things actually scared me a lot. But then again, I was lucky to be part of Positive Association, where they actually educated me about what is holistic approach towards weight loss. They've taught me what is maintenance calories, what is BMI, what is protein, carbs, fats, which food is good for you, which food is not so good for you, right? So these all information actually helps me a lot throughout my transformation journey. So and then I started exercising regularly as well. My exercise routine used to include all kinds of things. I was not confined to only one type of workout routine. I used to do both cardio, strength training, and I used to play games also. My wife and I used to go for basketball. We used to play those all games as well. Yeah, I was never confined to only one type of workout as well. And luckily, I was again part of PIM sessions as well around the same time, where I was getting heavy dose of positive mental attitude through this weekly sessions. I used to attend all the sessions. I never used to skip any sessions. Through that way, I was always in positive state of mind. This is, trust me, guys, this is really important whenever you are on a journey, be it weight loss or any other journey, right? You should always be in that positive state of mind. And this PIM sessions also helps me a lot. And obviously, I was part of book club too, where I've got a chance to read some amazing books like What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, Magic of Thinking Big, Think and Grow Rich. These are all amazing books I was reading, and this also kept me in that direction. Yeah, and I was taking proper rest also, because when it comes to weight loss, right, one principle is very important, the earn principle. So exercise, attitude, rest, and nutrition. So rest I was taking care properly. And then food anyway, I was having most of the time homemade food. It's in limited quantity. And also I was taking few healthy supplements as well, like protein, omega, multivitamins, which helps me a lot. Yeah, because I was not able to fulfill all those necessary requirements to my diet. So I was taking some healthy supplements as well after doing enough research about those supplements. So through all these things, there are some struggles too. With all these struggles and everything, I was able to achieve my goal in 7 to 8 months. I've lost around 24 kilos in 7 to 8 months. So that is when people started observing my transformation. So they started approaching and they've asked for help. And then again, because of PIM Health Initiative, we have started our own online workout sessions as well. During the pandemic, we were continuing as well. Currently, we are almost like 5+ months. We have been doing it consistently every day. People started liking our association so much, and then we are getting a tremendous response. People who are participating also, they also started seeing very good changes. Some people lost good amount of weight. Some people improved their stamina. So we have made changes in our weekly sessions as well. We have introduced monthly challenges, daily challenges, food challenges. We are giving health tips. So that's how we are progressing. So this is my journey, friends. So what I wanted to say is I would like to take this as an opportunity to invite you all to be part of our health club as well. I'm pretty positive that you'll all be liking that association as well, because I see a lot of familiar faces who are already part of our health club daily. Yeah. So daily we have 2 sessions, one in the morning and one in the evening. More details you can get in touch with your host and Kiran, others, Bhushan and everyone. They'll share further details about it. Please come join us. It is completely free of cost. Yeah. What additional time that you will be getting here is that support from each other. Like in book club, how you have this support, right? Whenever a speaker completes his talk, all of us we encourage them, right? Similar way, we have that support system in the health club as well. I'm very sure that you will be liking it, right? So before I end my talk, I wanted to say this quote, it always seems impossible unless it is done, correct? Until it is done. So this time we'll all be doing it together with each other's support. Yeah. So do come join us. And thank you so much for being an amazing audience. And thank you so much, Kiran and other leaders, for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you all. I wish you all a good rest of the day.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bharat, for sharing your story. It is really inspirational. I think let me share Bharat's transformation. Bharat, do you have the pic or shall I share? Okay, let me just share it. People who have not watched it, let just see the transformation. Is it visible? Is it visible? So Bharat and I did one talk, I think, a few months back. So whatever he's telling, it is validated by the fact, and he is the real expert in it. He also has passion, and he has trained more than 200 plus people. Trust me, guys, the kind of energy he carries for health, it's like we are creating another PIM for health, just like we have created PIM for our mental attitude. Bharat and a lot of other leaders have came together. They want to create PIM of health, and that is what we are going ahead with, another new initiative. And before bidding Bharat to go to other book club, I want 1 or 2 to 3 people to unmute and share the excitement. Let us make him feel very special, part of being the family again, and see how he had added a lot of value. So guys, anyone can share. 2 to 3 people can unmute and share quickly.
Kiran, I want to be the first one
Sure.
to comment. Actually, I had a dream to go to some gym because I am thin, not I don't have such a kind of, but I wanted to put on weight. Okay, but I was trying to go to gym, but I never attempted. Okay, but I had a dream that I want to go to some gym, and it's what happened. The gym has come to my home, and that is the transformation for myself, that now I can achieve my dream of gaining little bit more weight. And similarly, like Gayatri had that thing in mind that she wanted to reduce her weight. So now she's doing. And I just joined casually in Bharat's session. And now from that day, one day also I never missed because I didn't want to miss. And we both of us did not miss. And that is the kind of the quality of variety of the exercises, workouts are being taught by Bharat. It's really amazing. I never heard of this kind of different exercises. Thank you, thank you so much for helping so many people.
Yeah, thank you, Dilip. I see you every day. You're very enthusiastic both Gayatri ji and Dilip ji. They regularly join our session. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Bharat is a very inspiring guy, so organized every day, wakes up, makes sure he says at least 20 good mornings. And it is so nice to start a day like that, frankly speaking. Bharat, super thank you to you, because I never went back to working out after a very long time. And now to see myself being so energetic, coming back, if I miss a day, I'll be like, okay, today I'm being a lazy bum. So that's there for us. I mean, it comes from within when we start being regular and being consistent. And really thankful, whenever I say I have a friend who is doing workout session, I feel really good. Someone who is so enthusiastic about doing things so regular, it's very, very encouraging, and I'm very, very thankful for it. I'm very grateful for it.
And she has lost 2 to 3 kgs from that, Bharat, from all your tips. I keep seeing so many new stuffs coming in home. I feel excited when I see that.
I'm so happy. Yeah. Thank you so much for the support.
Hey, Bharat, just hello.
Yeah, then go ahead.
Hi.
Yeah, Bharat, thanks. I'm always been a fitness enthusiast since my school days. But of late, I've been missing. But after seeing your video, in fact, I was expecting Kiran will play the video, but maybe I know interest of time he's shown just the pic. I will anyway ask him to share me the video later. But it's really inspiring, and I definitely want to join. And it's really motivating. I could see, because we've seen a lot of ad in papers and videos saying that 20 days or maybe 3-4 months challenge, we lose weight, we pay this much money. But seeing you really here is really motivating. Thanks for inspiring.
you so much,
I would like to add, I think I have heard a lot about Bharat, the sessions I have attended and so many talks I have heard. And I would say he's our own Google, where you can ask anything about fitness and you will get the answer. And I think we all are privileged to have Bharat in our book club and this association. And I think we all should take the advantage of that, and we should help our friends, our relatives, and our colleagues who really are suffering from some fitness challenges. And I think this is a great platform. And one thing is, it's coming free. So I would say even people will not mind if they really want to be fit. They most of the time they think about the gym membership, I would say. And from home they are getting this much of things, and I think this is priceless. Thanks, Bharat.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
So I hope Bharat has
And
been
no,
special.
yeah,
Right.
and whatever I've learned, right, it's all actually from you all. I've grown in this journey of watching you all guys. Kiran is so special to me. I've learned so much from him, and I'm so glad that you are actually being part of this association, learning from Kiran a lot and all other key leaders, right? I'm so happy, to be here again, and thank you so much, Kiran, for inviting me. We'll talk again.
Great. Thank you so much, Bharat. And we promise you we will get 10 to 15 more people in tomorrow's session. Even I am becoming a regular. I'm getting motivated now. Thank you so much, Bharat. We'll definitely create a revolution there itself.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Bharat.
We'll call it. Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
thank you, Bharat. Actually, I am also attending your session since 3-4
Yeah.
months, and in this lockdown, actually, I lose my weight of 6 to 7 kg, and my body is so addicted for the workout. Even if I could miss your workout, but I do exercise. Without exercise, I can't live. Otherwise, I feel very laziness and no energy in my body. So I learned so many tips from you, and I learned so many exercise also. So yeah, in future we'll also start our book health club because of you. So thank you very much,
Sure.
Anna,
Yes.
your inspiration. Thank you very much to coming here also. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Krishna. Thank you so much for all the support. Yeah.
Great.
We'll see
See
you
you
all
soon,
again
Bharat.
tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Bharat.
Bye-bye.
Great. So we'll move to the next speaker. Jiju, you can go ahead quickly. I'll spotlight you. Okay. I'll set the timer. Go ahead, Jiju.
So every story has a setup and a struggle, then success. So the setup for me is when I was in class 8th, I was running a 400-meter race and I came last. A whole class of 120 students came last. Okay. So that day I decided, okay, I should do something about my health and my fitness so that at least I can run a marathon someday. So that was in around 2000. But due to the race of time, like board exams, job search, and everything, I couldn't do anything about it till 2012. 2000. So in 2012, I thought, okay, let me start now. At least I have some stability. So I started doing small exercises to improve my fitness, and slowly by consistently spending like three days per week. At least I started with half kilometer races. Then slowly after a few months it was increased to 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 4 kilometer. And fast forward to 2020, this year, February, I completed my marathon of 16 kilometers in 2 hours. So that was the success. But between the setup and the success, there was a struggle of kind of 7 years. So in the movies, we hear stories of one-time success, right? Some hero doing some circus and getting the heroine. But in real life, It's not one time. We have to win the race every time, and that's where the law of consistency comes. And recently, when I read the book, The 15 Laws of Growth, I could relate the nitty-gritties how it works. So just to to achieve success in anything in life, in any area, we need to be consistent. So consistency is the bridge between our goals and achievements, and that bridge we need to cross every day to get our achievements. But 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 how to start, why to do it, and how to get it, when to do it. These four areas I'll cover in next 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Now, why? We should have a strong why. It might be any of your goals like health, fitness goal, or financial goal. Anything you want to achieve that should be related to your goals. Second is when. You, the best answer is today only. You cannot put everything for tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. That is the when part. Now what we need to improve? You cannot improve a specific part of yourself, right? Like your job or specific area. You need to improve yourself as a person. Then all things will fall into place. So you have to improve yourself. Then not any specific part. Now the next question is how. How is like first thing is you need to identify your personality type. So maybe through this test or some online uh, help, identify your personality type. Then, then the goal, whatever you have set, whether they are fitting to your personality type or not, filter those goals. Then once you filter those goals, set deadlines. We should not have, we have lifetime goals, right? But you should break into yearly, monthly, and weekly, daily goals, and you should achieve in small pieces, like daily or weekly goals, right? Then second is you need to have patience. There is no overnight success. Things are going to take time, so you have to have patience to go through all the stages, and at the end the result will come through compound effect drastically after many years. It will not be visible in the initial years, trust me. At least 5 to 7. For me it took 5 to 7 years to achieve my dream, depending on your how much consistent you are. It might be too early or bit late also, but you have to trust in the process and go through it. And so that's the law of consistency. And so I will end with one quote. If you develop the habit of success, then you will make success a habit. And the key is consistency. Thank you very much.
Amazing, Jiju, especially the quote and the example you started with your marathon. In detail, shared the example, strong why, when, how, identify the personality type. I'll even anyway cover that for you. It'll help other people to really understand the strengths and the deadline, breaking goal to small pieces, and ultimately having patience. I think the last quote which you shared, just shared in the group, it is really nice. I think if you develop the habit of consistency, then the success becomes consistency, if I'm not wrong. Great. Thank you so much, Jiju. We'll move to the next speaker then. Karthik Sana, you can go ahead. I think Karthik Sana's wonderful topic. This will be fun, actually.
Is the voice audible, Kiran?
Yeah, clear.
So I think we are continuing to the love and respect topic last time. We covered about how you have to become a loving man, like a loving husband. Okay, because the mother tongue of wife is love, right? So today we'll talk about how you have to be a respectful man, because the mother tongue of husband is respect. Okay.
So little exercise to all of us then. Last week we covered for the husbands. Let's do what exercise needs to be practiced by the women. The first thing is we want to talk something called as chairs. So last week we spoke something called as couple. We expanded couple. Now we'll expand something called as chairs. And I'll start the first one, which says conquest. And when we see conquest, actually men identify themselves with what they do. So the moment a man and a man meet, they first say, what do you do? And they usually find pride and respect in that. So when we encourage them and support them to win or conquer the challenges of the world, of their own world. It could be they want to work something out and achieve it. We need to respect it than putting them down. So we need to support and, you know, appreciate, be thankful, because he is the one who is getting you what you want, you know, for your shopping or for all the love around or anything that you want. He is doing so much for you. So you need to be thankful what he does. So you need to be his cheerleader. So this reminded me of the song Cheerleader as well. Right after the session, you can as well go and listen to this song. This makes all the sense for Conquest.
Yeah. So coming to the next one, chair H. I saw author talks about hierarchy. So that means like see, men, we like to protect our family and we like to provide whatever the family requires. Okay, so usually in the previous generation, usually the men go work and women stay home. But if you see in current generation, it's like dual income household, like both husband and wife work. So, and wife likes to see husband equally, just slightly, not above, not below. It's like just equally. Okay, so in this case, like submission of wife towards husband, it may feel outdated or little old-fashioned. But the wife wants to be treated as a princess, but sometimes they don't treat their husband as a king. Okay, so in that case, yeah, like we have to check that one. And one more thing is, if you see the soul of a husband, right? The very soul of a husband, if you see, they want to protect and provide, as I mentioned earlier. So I think the wife has to respect, I mean, appreciate the desire of husband to provide and protect. So if you see, we had some movie called Drishyam, right? It came in all the languages, and no wonder it was a hit in all the languages. So the author talks about his story. Okay, there was this one couple which they built a new home, and it was very good. So their friends wanted to visit as a couple as well to see the beautiful home. So this couple took the visitors home and they were showing the kitchen, veranda, bedroom, all these things. So once she finished showing the entire home, the visitor's wife was like to her husband, I think you have to get a second job. Okay, so do you think this statement would have be correct in that position? See, the man's thing is to be the like head of the family or headship, and he's very vulnerable to criticism or sarcasm when it comes to that aspect. So we need to be very careful in that thing.
Continuing to what Karthik said, it is hierarchy and this leads to authority. So that's the third one, authority. So this is very sensitive. When we speak about authority, like he said, now with the growing generation, we are all equal. So the women also are good enough to take good, I mean, are versatile enough to take good decisions. You know, when there is equality between both of them, then there is a short conflict. Be it whatever the topic is, the conflict is going to happen. But when we handle it with, love and respect equally, women of late have this new thing called feminist. And if we put out the feminist character of ours and say, you know what, even I do everything and I can take care of it, that's when it triggers him and he feels it disrespectful. So basically, if we handle it with respect, that becomes a magnet for him to come back to us, with love. So basically, if the conflict is dealt with while making a decision or taking an authority, if it is dealt in the most possible best manner, then there's more creative answers to come out rather than taking an opinion of yours or mine. We can come up with a, with the harmony, we can come up with a more beautiful idea, and this also leads to more creative stuffs coming out of our mind. This actually, this respectful behavior, like I said, is a magnet for our love. So when you give respect, the love becomes automatic.
So coming to the next one, I stands for insight. Okay, so men are very good in providing counseling or doing any analysis, right? So author talks about another story. So this wife, right, she never respects her husband, and she always tries to make fun of him at his back. So, okay, she always try to kindle something like that, right? So once she thought, okay, let me visit my husband in office. So she calls him and the husband tells, okay, come over. So when she reaches, he'll be little busy. So he tells her, okay, why don't you sit down wait for some time. So when she was sitting down there and seeing, she saw some surprises in the sense, co-workers were respecting her husband. So she was like little surprised. And even his own that husband's own secretary, she was pretty secretary, she was also respecting him. And there was another old man who is older than this guy in age. He was reporting to this guy, and he was also respecting him. So this lady was very anxious, and she came back home, and she was like kind of crying. She will not know that the husband is being respected so much in office. Then it is like the reason she was not respecting that husband at home is she never wanted him to be the way she wanted him to be. Okay, she never wanted him the way she wanted him to be. Why he didn't was like that, because he was not getting that respect what he was getting in office. He was not getting the same respect at home. That is the reason he was not like that. And she thought, okay, there is nothing much to learn from him. It's a little wisdom what he has, because she thought, okay, as she was also telling, like is the wife taking care of the home, taking care of the kids, getting them right. So she thought, okay, there's nothing much to learn from him, and she was a little arrogant in that aspect. Okay, so I think that's what she was realizing. And it's true that women have very good intention, I mean intuition also, which men has to listen. And also at the same time, men have very good analysis skills. And see, because women are also having blind spots, for which men's counseling and insights will also come into picture. That will definitely help women in that way. So you see what you have to do, like some points what the author talks about. You thank him for his advice without acting insulted or like he doesn't care about your feelings. Okay, you recognize his problem solving approach. Okay, you counsel him respectfully when you differ with his ideas. Okay, you can be right but wrong at the top of your voice. Okay, you sometimes let him fix things and upload his solutions. Okay, you let him know that you believe God has made us male, female for a purpose and that we need each other.
Right. So much of intimacy in this. Okay. So, love is something that we women are, we don't need practice. We can just give it like tons of love to the men, but we need to practice respect, because men spell love as respect. So for them, love is actually respect. And the best part is something that I go through almost every weekend is giving him a shoulder to shoulder friendship. That is a relationship that they look for. They always don't see spouse in you, but they also see a friend in you. So, it's like sometimes what happens, he wants to watch a movie. I'm not a movie person. He wants to watch a lot of movies, and I will not be in that mood, but he wants me to be there. I'm like, we are not even talking. Why do I have to be there? No, but me being there comforts him. When he is comfortable, he's definitely going to give me love. So I end up sleeping most of the times, but I'm there next to him. So he feels nice that, okay, when he actually asked me to be there, I'm there. So author also spoke something similar, and the guy is in the room reading his newspaper, and the woman is doing her chores in the kitchen. He calls her loudly, come, come, come. She asks, okay, what? Then he's like, please sit here. And he continues to read his newspaper. And she looks at him for 2 minutes and she asks, okay, so what happened is, and she starts talking her own story. He's like, I don't want you to talk. I only want you to sit here. She's like, when you're not even talking, why do you want me to be here? We women can't keep quiet, but the men want our presence around. That makes them feel more confident and more, they feel more contented, and they're complete, they're satisfied. So basically, we were speaking about something called as pink sunglasses and blue sunglasses in our first session. So if we if we react with our pink sunglasses and the pink hearing aids, the blue sunglasses and blue hearing aids will definitely misrepresent the whole concept, and they decode everything wrong. So that's where we'll have to know the gap of what the man is looking for and react and respect it. Because the first thing you need to do is thank him for what he's doing, because whatever he's doing today is for you and your future generations to come. So,
yeah, so I think it was a lot of content to digest. So before we end, so we'll try to summarize and give a small story. So share, I think the last one is a physical intimacy, which the men also needs. So to recap, C stands for
Conquest.
H stands for hierarchy, provide and protect the family.
Authority.
And I stands for insight.
And relationship, give a shoulder to shoulder friendship to your husband.
Okay. So I think this was so much of content. Even I forgot 3 points while telling. So yeah.
Yeah, so there's a small assignment to all the women. If your wives are not here, make sure you're giving them this quote or giving them the clipping of this video. They need to do a respect test with you. So women, whatever you find very respectful of your husband, make sure you're conveying that message to your husband, writing or verbally, whatever it is, and see the magic. It just is beautiful, and it's like you get that love that you're wanting for. So make sure that you convey the message that you really, really respect them. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is the respect test implementation today. So what she implemented today morning, as soon as I woke up, I saw my laptop, something was there. I was thinking, what is this? Okay, so I'm very happy that she implemented it. And yeah, like to end this respect test story, I think author talks about this lady who actually implements the same respect test to her husband. It was like a breakthrough in her marriage. Once she did the respect test, and the husband was like, okay, come, I'll take your family for dinner. Let's go for a dinner. Then she was like, no, let's do a rain check because the kids have exam. We'll go some other day. So he was like, okay, fine, no problem. Then after 10 minutes, she saw him cooking in the kitchen. She has never seen her husband asking her to, okay, we'll go for dinner. She has never seen him, and she has never seen him cooking also. What made him to do this? Okay, it's the outcome of a respect test. This is one of the testimonials which author talks about. So okay, yeah, this is what we wanted to share. Let's learn. Let's really listen to this, and let's implement, and let's grow together.
Actually, I have asked him. So I gave him the respect test. So I have asked him to take me on a date. I don't know when that's going to ever happen. So
Thank
yes.
you. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, Karthik Sana. And I think you have helped so many people. People who have not brought their spouse. At least get the recording clip from Karthik Sana last week's and this week's. In fact, while you were speaking, I got so many responses. Privately also. Kiran, what is the book? What is which book is this? And do they have other aspect of it or not? So please, take your clipping, record it, and put it in the book club group. Everyone needs it. Let everyone listen and have great relationships. Thank you so much.
Share it.
Wonderful. So we'll move to the next speaker. Arun, you can go ahead if you're there. Arun is there. Arun is there. Go ahead, Arun. Yeah.
Hey, Kiran. I was just mesmerized with Karthik Sahana's thing. It was like watching a short movie. So I just forgot, when you called my name. So that's how it took some time, response time. Okay. Hi all, good evening. So today I'm going to speak about a topic, a chapter from chapter 7 from Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is overcoming obstacles. So we all know that overcoming obstacles is quite obvious, and everyone faces in each and everything. So in fact, if it's a mythological inference, if I have to refer, Lord Vinayaka, who himself was brought in so that before doing anything, before starting anything, people worship him so that he removes all the obstacles. So that's how important people face on a daily basis to ensure that let's not overcome any obstacles. But that doesn't mean that we don't try anything. On this, let me start off. The primary difference between rich and poor is how they manage fear. So fear is the biggest, it's a psychological thing. It's a psychological impact on people. So before they want to try anything, maybe, so when I say rich, it is more in terms of rich in your becoming successful. It could be in relationship, it could be in career, business, it could be anything. So the primary difference between rich and poor, the successful and not so successful, are how they manage fear. And the author, in fact, describes 5 reasons broadly why a lot of people who do not develop the asset column, which produce large cash flow. So we all know that the basic difference between asset and liability. Asset is what I've developed some kind of investment and I've converted that to my asset, and that keeps bringing me money on a monthly basis where it is automated. I have not done any kind of manual intervention where I have to break my head. It is if I purchased a house with my money, with my abundant money, and that gives me a rent every month, not through loan, but through a hard cash, then that becomes an asset only if I've purchased it through full cash. So this gives me rent on every month basis, so that becomes an asset, and that's a smart way of investment. So there are a lot of ways. It could be a stock market. So there are again subject to market information. We need to analyze a lot of things. But eventually, whatever you aspire for, you want to become successful. You start removing the fear. You need to go ahead and try something. So fear, the 5 reasons are fear, cynicism, having that negative thinking, whether will I fail if I do this, so before even you start doing, you start thinking about the negativity, and laziness, of course. So what people do is, in fact, I wanted to just refer to the previous, one of our guest speaker, Bharat, who had come. So I think what inspires me is that push yourself. When you push yourself, that's where the real achievement comes, and you feel proud of yourself, you feel happy, and that's where the success comes in. So we have to be. So in fact, the author mentions be a little greedy, and it's the best cure for laziness. So I need to be more greedy, saying that I need to get more fit, more healthy. I need to look better. I need to have more, safer balance in my account. I don't have to be dependent on my credit cards. So that's the laziness, which we need to start thinking on, developing on the habit. And bad habits, there could be a lot of bad habits. Arrogance, having a arrogant attitude towards anything on the goal or any kind of desires. I think to become rich and successful, it's not difficult, but at the same time, it is not easy as well. You must be focused. So we all need to be focused and not balanced. I can't say that I will do multiple things and still become successful. That cannot happen. I need to be focused and need to work on that, and only then I can become successful. And one of the best example I can give here is Bill Gates, who was not balanced. He was focused, and because he was focused, today he's where he had to be. I mean, he's just growing Microsoft. Although we have a lot of Office applications, but every other day people are dependent on Microsoft applications, and that's the success which he has created. So the other example which I want to share is this person. He had worked. So this is a small guess for people. He served in the army. He had worked on railways. He has spent a few years with an oil company, a lot of companies, and he's worked for 60 years. Okay, and still this person has become successful. He's Colonel Sanders. Okay, so I'm sure most of them would have already guessed by now. So he developed his secret recipe and his patented method of cooking chicken. And I'm sure by now everyone would have already guessed it, which is famously known as KFC. The founder of the famous, the fried chicken food chain KFC, he didn't start this until he was in late 60s. And although many people thought 60 plus is too late, but he just figured that better late than never. I will just try and do it. And today he's not there, but we all still remember him for the empire he has created. So that is the kind of impact he's created. And even if when he's not there, there is establishment which is running. I like to quote one a reference from John D. Rockefeller, who said, "I always tried to turn every disaster into an opportunity." So there could be a lot of disaster which comes, but I think what is the key is that we turn every disaster into an opportunity. So that is the way which brings people to success. And so here clearly the author says that his rich dad believe that the words "I can't afford it" will shut down the brain. So the moment I think I can't afford it or I can't do it, shuts down the brain. There is no possibility at all for an alternative. But you need to have a paradigm in thinking. How can I afford it, or how can I do it? Opens up a possibility and excitement and dreams. So I'm quite excited to learn and share more in the coming week. Thanks for the opportunity.
Amazing, amazing, Arun. Really, really wonderful sharing to the point, very crisp and shared with a lot of examples. Definitely added a lot of value to a lot of here. And keep sharing, Arun. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kiran.
Great. So we'll move to the next speaker. Rohit, you can go ahead. Well, spotlight.
Hi everyone. Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead, Rohit.
Yeah, my topic for today is from the book Magic of Thinking Big. It is a second chapter. It is called the excusitis, basically the failure disease. So in last week I have covered first point of this chapter, that is health excusitis. Now I'm going to cover about other points which are brain excusitis, and other one is age. So first, I'll try to cover brain excusitis. Basically, this is the excuse that lots of people give. They think that to achieve something, you need to have a big brain. Okay. So basically, people think that if they are not capable of doing something, they don't have the brain to do it. They don't have the this capacity. They think that some people, they are born with the brain. They are born with some kind of special talent. So that's why they are achieving more than them. But it's not the case. The thing is that the lots of people, they are suffering, like as author state, around 95% of the people in the world, they are suffering from this disease, and they suffer in silence. They don't talk. They don't want to talk about it. They just think that they are not having the brain to do things in their life. Okay. So the thing is that why we do it, because we underestimate our own brain power first. Second thing, we overestimate the others' brain power. We think that others are more smarter than us. Okay, so this is the problem. The thing is that how much brain you have, it doesn't matter. The thing that matter is that how you how you use your brain, how you think about the things that you have. Basically, how you handle your thought process. This is what actually matters. So in this chapter, author talks about two stories. One is from the life of Einstein. So Einstein, he was talking with his colleague. So some of the people, they ask about ask a weird question to him, that how many steps are there in a mile. So Einstein said that I don't know, maybe some 1,000 or something like that. So some people ask, how you don't know. He said, how do I have to know this thing where I can find this fact somewhere else in the book? I don't mind to I don't want to keep these kind of facts in my brain. They are not necessary to me. Second thing, the author talks about the story of the Henry Ford. So Henry Ford, he was going to a seminar, and some people ask him about that uh, you are ignorant, you don't know things, you are basically factless, clueless about the things. So some people ask him some question, like some general knowledge question, and he was not able to answer them. So after some time he said, I don't need to know these things. I can hire someone who can tell me those things. I can hire someone very easily who can give me these things. So the thing is that the author trying to put here is that you don't need to make your mind a warehouse of the information. You need to control your thought process. The actual intelligence comes from the decision that you make from your thinking. It's not something that you know more fact that makes you more intelligent. Okay, so these are the things. There are some ways from which you can you can cure yourself from this disease. First thing, you need to understand that you never underestimate your own brain power. First thing. Second thing, you never underestimate your you never overestimate others' brain power. You should not think that they are more intelligent than us. Third point is that remember, their attitude is more important. I think someone Lalita ji, she has covered about this topic, attitude. So attitude is very important because how you think about yourself determines your success. So basically, your attitude should be straight. It should be it should be to the point, basically, right? And the fourth point is that remember that ability to think uh, is having more greater value than ability to memorize. So again, same thing. If you remember fact, that doesn't makes you more intelligent. Okay, it's the ability to think to the point that makes you intelligent. So that's all from my side. I think my 3 minutes are done. I will just talk about the next chapter or next point next week. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Rohit. Really wonderful points you shared, especially the examples of Henry Ford and Einstein. It really got stick into my mind. Thank you so much for sharing. Great. So we'll move to the next speaker. Is Nazir online? Nazir, you want to speak? I think you have one topic to speak. Nazir, if you can hear me, you can go ahead next.
Yeah, hi. Actually, I was busy today, so couldn't prepare.
No issues. We can take it next week then. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Rajendra ji, if you are prepared, you can go ahead with the topic. Rajendra ji.
Hello, Kiran.
Go ahead, Rajendra.
Good evening, all of you. My name is Rajan Singh Rathore. I am working IT industry in Bangalore. So today I will continue with my topic. That topic is take from how to win friends and influence people. So today my topic is a simple way to make a good impression. So it is a smile. So action speak louder than words, and I smile say I like you. You make me happy. I am glad to see you. So same thing is done by that dog. Dog it feedback to good. So he always he glad to see you. Just like a baby smile. The effect of the smile is powerful even it is unseen. The telephone company throughout the United States, they have one program. It is a phone power. So which is offered to employee who has the telephone for selling their service and product. So in this program, they suggest that you smile when you are talking about your service and product. So this simple so you will smooth your customer or employee. So your smile will come through your voice. So in this chapter, author say one story that is one businessman. He was a much busy person, and he was much successful in their business life in our career life. So, but his personal or marriage life go down Broadway. So finally, he decided that I was missing something. I'm missing something. So I'm not happy. So finally, he went one psychologist and he give some tips. Ki, last time when you smiled. So I told ki, uh, previous 8 years back, I smiled when I got my degree. But now this day I'm much busy, so I forget everything. So finally he decided he go home and in home he self-taught and found one way ki what I am missing. So finally he was going in office and he saw some quotes and he smiled. So he was thinking ki if I saw that quote, I am smiling. So why not I am smiling myself? So finally he decided and go his home. And one day, morning, he sat in the breakfast table, and his wife come from some goods, and finally he smiled and said, "Good morning, dear." So his wife didn't see that like smile. So finally she was shocked, and he told कि I saw his reaction and finally said कि this is a regular occurrence. I will do every morning in future. So don't do this reaction. So finally he got a happy from his wife. I mean in personal life. So same thing he applied this thing in his office. So in morning he smile in office by a colleague. So finally they get back him to smile. So finally he told कि I am doing these things, I smile. I I see to someone and smile, so they give me back to smile. So this smile is more prices of thousands of dollars. So he finally decide कि I keep it and I will do everything. I will do these things in my future. So he got a good result. So that is a power of smile. So keep it smile just like a Karthik always he smile every time I sign our book club. So that is a power of smile. So that's why everyone is more concentrates to listen him. He always smile and say something different every day, every session. So that is a power of smile. Thank you, Kiran.
Awesome, Rajendra. Very beautifully shared your topic. In fact, you are also smiling. We are also watching you. So that's very
But
nice.
I am smile always when I am seeing the Karthik.
Good, good. Karthik, you have influenced very nicely. Keep smiling, man. Keep smiling. Keep influencing. Thank you so much, Rajendra ji, for sharing your topic. Cool. So we'll move to the next speaker. Shiva, are you online? Shiva, you want to go ahead? Next. Shiva, are you there? Shiva Kumar. If you want to go next. Okay. Can you hear me, Shiva? We can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Shiva.
I'm audible.
Yeah, you're
Hello.
loud and clear.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about dreams of a tree. And there were there was a three trees grown on a hillside, and as they swayed in the breeze, they would dream what they would like to be first. The first tree said, I should like to be cut down. I should like to be cut down one day and turned into a baby's cradle. And the second tree said, I should be cut down and become a great ship sailing the sea, carrying treasure and precious stone. And the third tree said that I should like to stand on a hilltop and point people to heaven. And on a sudden, and when the trees were discussing about their dreams, and their woodcutter came and they decided that we can to cut the trees. And one day the woodcutter came along and started to cut the uh, first tree, and the woodcutter said that we can cut the first tree and we can make into a cattle stall. And but the tree was not very happy, and the tree's dream was to be a baby's cattle. And finally the woodcutter cut down the tree, and but and they made to the cattle stall. And when that cattle stall, they made the cattle stall, the woodcutter and the small child Jesus was born. They laid him in the cattle stall for there were nowhere else to put him. And then the tree said, why this is far more wonderful than whatever I have dreamed. The tree was thinking that the tree want to become a baby's cattle. Now the tree's dream went a far ahead, that it was making a Jesus to lie on that cattle stall. And after that, the woodcutter planned to cut the second tree. And the tree said that, and the woodcutter said that, let we make this tree cut down the tree and make this tree to a fishing boat. But the tree said, no, I don't want to be a fishing boat. And the tree's dream was to carry a carrying a treasury and precious stone. But the woodcutter turned and cut down the tree, and it made into a fishing boat. And the woodcutter sold that boat to a man called Simon Peter, and he bought that boat. And in that boat, Jesus sailed in the boat and taught the people from it. And the tree said that, why this is far and more than what he has dreamed. That the tree's dream was to carry precious stone and treasury. But the trees, when they made it to the boat, and it started carrying Jesus on that boat, sailing from to and fro. And on it, and the woodcutter, and the next time the woodcutter decided to cut down the third tree, and that third tree, and they wanted that third tree dream was it should stand on a hilltop and point the people to heaven. And the woodcutter started to cut down the tree, and the tree said that I don't want to be a crossing of shame on which people die. And the tree dream was to stand on a hilltop and point people to a heaven. But the tree turned into a cross, and the Jesus was nailed to that cross. And down the years, people have looked into that in cross, and it had pointed them to God. Even if a tree can dream something, they want to become ahead, and why not we people cannot dream ahead and go. And my small thought is, if you can imagine it, you can achieve it. If you can dream it, you can become it. That's it, Kiran, from my.
Amazing story. Shiva, really glad to hear the story. It's a new story for me as well. And definitely do share the story in the group. And I see that your wife is also sitting. I don't know why she's hiding. You should definitely ask her to introduce to the group if she's comfortable.
Yeah, Kiran, I'll introduce. Yeah, I'll introduce next time.
No issues. Really glad that you could take out time and share the story. Thank you so much, Shiva. Great. So we'll move to the next speaker.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, I think last 1 or 2 speakers are there. Bhushan, you'll go next. Then I'll go.
Hi, Kiran. Yes.
Bhushan,
audible?
go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So myself, Bhushan, and today I will talk about from the book Blow Up Your Limit, from book No Limits. So last time I was talking about awareness of our capacity, which we have, okay, and how we can develop that. So today my topic is Blow Up Your Limit. So the Helen Keller, most of us know Helen Keller, everyone know actually. So she says, there is no such thing as a secure life. It does not exist in nature. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Risk then is not just a part of life, it is a life, okay? So most of us, we think we limit ourselves. I told, already in the last session. So I will talk about the story of one person, okay? Most of us know, and maybe most of us doesn't know. So I will share my screen also. So maybe we'll heard about Nick Vujicic, okay? Nick Vujicic, he's a wonderful, he has no leg and he has no hand also, okay? And at age 8, he attempted suicide, and after that everyone hated him. And after 25 years, he decided, after so much struggle, he decided to become a public speaker and motivational speaker. And he tried, he got more than 50 rejection, and then he got chance in one school, and hardly he could spoke around 5 minutes. And after that, his journey started becoming successful actually. And as of now, he is getting more than 30,000 invitation to speak as a motivation across the world. Okay. So he is and as of now, he is a motivational speaker. He can sing, he can play, and so many things he can do, everything. So what is telling, like I have the choice to get angry at God for what I don't have, or be thankful what I do have actually. So that is we have so many things in our life, but we limit ourselves. Okay. So as John C. Maxwell says, we have limit also which we cannot remove, like birth caps. Okay, we born the place where we doesn't anyone like. Okay, we born the family, they are we are belong some, most of us belong from middle or poor family, or the body structure like Vic. Okay, Nick, he doesn't had leg and hand. Okay, bad characteristics, so many things. Okay, these are we cannot remove, these are our limits. Same like we have the life limit also, life limits like life caps. Okay, like it could be accident or anything or any disease, anything we can have in life. But matter is what, how we see the world. That Lataji was talking about the attitude, how we see the world, and how we can use, as Rohit told, right? Doesn't matter how we have, how much we have brain, matter is how we can use that one. Okay, the same way in our limit also, we have so much limited potential, but sometimes someone putting a limitation on us, and sometimes we put our limitation on us. So that actually becoming our wall between the success and the failure and or the average. Okay, so the Nick Vijay says that the biggest temptation, I believe, is to feel comfortable, to feel like you have worked through all that here on earth and satisfied with the life. I think that's the problem for too many people who are not successful, productive, and fulfilled as they would like to be. They mistakenly think they have worked through their issues, they have reached their capacity, and there are no new mountains they can climb. They shuttle and they get comfortable. You are not even close to your capacity, and you haven't come close to reaching your limits. So friends, we have this unlimited limitation potential. Once will until we will cannot know our limit until unless we try. So try, I mean, use your power of potential and try to explore what we can, okay, and what we can achieve in our life also. So thank you very much. I think I took more time. Thank you very much, Kiran, and thank you for listening.
Amazing stories. Seriously, I was really, my eyes were wide open seeing that guy. I can't even imagine the kind of real life story it is, because most of us are already, we actually are so blessed, grateful that we have everything in our life, still we cry. And that guy, he had, seriously, man, thank you so much for sharing the story, Bhushan.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Great. So who was talking? Yeah, Jiju. Jiju was talking about the personality type, and many of you have a question. What do you want to become? What is my strength? What is my weakness? How will I find out? Especially your young people. Trust me, there are a lot of confusion. आपको पता नहीं रहेगा कि आपका strength क्या है, weakness क्या है. In fact, knowing yourself is also a gigantic task. It takes really time and awareness to know yourself, to know your strength, because through your strength you can actually connect your dreams. Because ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि आपके बहुत सारे सपने हैं, but you are putting your effort in an area which you are very, very weak at. And that is where this personality, knowing the personality, comes into the picture. In fact, a few months back when I did my personality report with Vijay, the results were definitely astounding. And I could see that few of the things are completely matching, and I could actually find my areas of improvement. And now, because I find my areas of improvement, I can work on it. So let me share my screen to you, and quickly I'll go to the topic. Great. So why to learn about your personality then? Multiple reasons, right? So as I told, to find out your goals, find out your aspirations, connect them with your personal life, and also to create an environment where you're working in your corporate or you're leading your life with a very peaceful way. Become a better communicator. If you know your personality, if you know people's personality, you can actually connect with people. And connection requires common ground. अगर आप लोगों की personality को जान जाओगे, तो आप connection में बहुत ही जल्दी build कर पाओगे. What is the other third thing which is written is minimize and prevent conflicts. Sometimes what happened, because we don't know people's personality, if for example I think हमारे college type में ऐसा होता है कि जो दिल्ली वाले बंदे होते हैं, they are very very loud, in talking. They will speak whatever they want. Or similarly, we have a lot of perception who comes from Bihar, or who comes from Andhra Pradesh, who comes from Tamil Nadu. We all come from different background. So the personality which we are born and brought up with, it shapes our character. And most of us, we judge out of just seeing them from where they are. And sometimes we come into conflict and we feel that person is hurting your ego, and you come with a lot of fight, and maybe you have a lot of fight in your school life or maybe college life as well. So if you know your personality, you can actually prevent the conflict and your energy will be saved. And the best part is that if you really know how to leverage it, you can actually use it to create a positive influence and create a huge impact, and ultimately reaching your dream, not alone, but with a dream team of your life. So let us see what are the reasons, what will shape your personality. So I think a few of the last session even Vijay also covered. So the first and important aspect is hereditary. Needless to say कि आपके कुछ चीजें आपके मम्मी पापा के थ्रू ही आ जाते हैं चीजें, and it is genetic to you, and few things you can't change. You can only nurture and make it better. And the second part is role models. This is my personal favorite, because I have grown up seeing a lot of cartoons, lot of superhero movies, and a lot of movies where inspiration and some hero kind of stuff is there. So always from my childhood, because I've seen a lot of role models who I look up to, I have imbibed those characteristics in me, and my subconscious always thinks like that. Can I become a hero to someone? Can I become a role model to someone? Where should I work on? And the third and foremost thing is environment. Needless to say again, कि आपके environment, you won't believe it actually shapes your personality as well. So if you are with the people who are entrepreneurs who want to create revolution, then automatically your mindset will start thinking like that. Your personality will transform. Whatever personality you have right now, it could actually grow. So coming to the next slide is how would you know it? So this is where the DISC personality system comes into the picture. And this is a very good tool which Vijay has recently launched for all of us. And I personally did my DISC profile assessment. And generally DISC comes from a guy called Dr. William Moulton. He's a Harvard, he used to, I think, teach in Harvard. And while his research, he came up with the system. And this DISC system helps you to know your behavior, your communication style, your strength style, your also work style, which is where you get a sense of awareness of your personality, and you can work on it. So let me come to the crux of my talk, is the personality types. Definitely most of you will be very excited to learn, and this is where even I was super excited. The first part is a dominant personality, and dominant personality is someone in your friend circle or in your corporate life, in your anywhere you are there, कोई ना कोई एक बंदा होगा जो चीजों को कंट्रोल करना चाहता है. मेरे बचपन में there was a lady called Salma. She used to always become captain of the class. She used to take that charge. She used to take initiative so that she can become the captain. So she was very dominant and decisive, and she wanted to take controls of her life. And similarly, if you are here, if you are in your corporate career, many of your manager also will have dominant personality, because generally क्या होता है, जो आप देख रहे हो यहाँ पे S, the person who comes into category of steadiness, right? Steadiness. These people are very chilled out people. They need a lot of push, so that they can work. It's not that they don't want to work. It's just that their personality itself requires additional push. And for especially these kind of people, you would need dominant kind of personality who can really, really guide them and, at least give a kickback. यार जाके काम कर, भाई काम कर, बैठ मत, काम कर. You have to keep telling them so that they'll work. But dominant personality they have a flip side as well, because dominant personality are sometimes very aggressive. They are too straight to the point. In fact, वो लोगों के feelings को matter भी नहीं करते. They will talk straight to the feeling. They might hurt so many people, and the war and whatever happens is all because of these people. They can never build a huge, good, humongous, healthy team, because these people will be always control freak. You can call control freak or whatever you can call. But these people are visionary. They see future. But the weakness is that they need someone to execute. In fact, I think which president, I forgot the name of president who told that men will go to space. Yeah, so these people are visionary, and visionary ko reality mein leke aane ke liye you would need someone called S and C. And I are people who love talking, they love speaking, they love fun. If you are bringing I into your team, if you are hanging out with I, you will never get bored. In fact, we used to tell, यार अगर आप अगर ऑफिस में हो, आपको अगर खाना खाने भी जाना है, अगर आपको थोड़ा सा फन चाहिए लाइफ में, किसी भी आई पर्सनालिटी को लेके आ जाओ, उसके पास सारे स्टोरी रहेगा. He will have up to date news, he will have up to date movies, he will have all the things to share. he will make the conversation fun. आपको बोर तो बिल्कुल नहीं होगा. The only thing आई का जो ड्रॉबैक रहता है कि they always want to speak, they always want to come in limelight. And if you hurt their, or if you reject their thoughts, if you reject their decision, whatever the ideas, वो तो भाई भाग जाएंगे, वो गायब ही हो जाएंगे, आपके साथ रहेंगे नहीं. And these people love talking, and especially these people have characteristic of influencing as well. And these are the D and I. S I've already covered. S people are the most steady people in this earth. Because of S, the world is there, stable. If this S people are not there, trust me, all ideas which takes 10 years of time, 15 years of time, it is not possible. Because जो बंदा D है, he doesn't have patience. He will give you a lot of vision, but अगर उसको कुछ hope नहीं दिखेगा, तो he will quit. And I people will quit if you give rejections. If you tell no, this is not going to happen. If you criticize on his personality, anything, he will quit. He can't take rejections at all. But S people are the most loyal people. They accept you, they listen you, they're very good listeners, and the S people will have amazing friendships. In fact, if you're in S category, definitely just see in your friend circle, you have so many friends, very good friends. I people will have friends, but they're superficial friends. They people, you will feel that they have a lot of friends, but actually they won't have friends because they always talk. So if they don't listen, how will you build that relationship? But S people are wonderful people. And finally, the most another category of people are C, compliant people. These people are more detail oriented. They love detail. In fact, the moment disc profile assessment happened to me, मुझे इतना patience ही नहीं था कि पूरा 30 पेज disc profile में पढूं. But same way, there was I think Pramod is there. I don't know. Pramod was there. Pramod Shetty. So he is a CSN personality. He loves detail. वो बंदे ने जैसे उसको disc profile मिला, 30 पेज, 30 pages read properly and made some notes and all. Discuss with Vijay कि क्या है, पूरा detail में चला गया. And these people love details. इनको, in fact, few people also may call they have some OCD. If you're at home, maybe one of your spouse wants thing at one place. मतलब चीजों को एक जगह में रहना ही रहना है. अगर उनको घर साफ चाहिए तो घर साफ चाहिए ही चाहिए. थोड़ा अगर इधर उधर हो गया तो उनका दिमाग खराब हो जाता है. इनफैक्ट अगर इफ यू कीप अ कप इन टुवर्ड्स योर डेस्क, उनका ऐसा फंडा रहता है कि लेफ्ट साइड में मेरा कप रहेगा, किसी ने अगर राइट साइड में रख दिया तो मैं उसको लेफ्ट साइड में लेके आके रख दूंगा, नहीं तो उनको चैन नहीं मिलेगा. अगर तुम इफ यू कीप योर वार्डरोब, दे वांट देयर वार्डरोब टू बी प्रॉपर्ली सेट, their dresses, their ties, their shoes and everything. But इसका opposite जो I है, I को फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है, तो भूल ही जाता है. Whatever he says, he in fact forget whatever he says in most of the time. And C people are people who are all of accuracy and data oriented. So these are the 4 set of people I have written in the slide: 3%, 11%, 69%, 17%. And most of you will have a combination of personality. It cannot happen कि आपके एक ही personality रहेगा. And that is where I'll just show you my personality and just give you much more idea where I am right now. So if you see here, I took my DISC assessment profile and this is my personality graph. तो इसमें क्या रहता है कि if something called public perception मतलब the way I behave in front of public, and there's something called stress perception. This is where if you're under stress, how exactly you react to your stress. And the third is mirror is something called self image or self confidence, मतलब normally मैं कैसे behave करता हूँ. If you see my graph, I definitely पहले तो I तो बिल्कुल नहीं था, I'm sure about it. D was there from before as well. But if you see my D is around 1.26, I is also positive in public perception. And when it comes to S and C in public, it is less. So in public, maybe I don't let people to speak. And maybe when it comes to groups, since I'm speaking a lot, it has changed with time. And if you see S and C is a little bit weak in my area in terms of public, maybe I don't touch the exact data which I speak when I talk my topic. It could happen. So these are the 2 graphs, public perception. Other is the stress perception. This is very interesting because stress perception actually comes from your core. आपके upbringing, आपका real जो core में होता है, it actually comes from stress perception. If you see in stress perception as well, my D is definitely always there in all the graph, and I is almost close to 0, and S is higher. So because S is higher, I generally don't jump into conclusion very fast. I take my own time. I assess the facts. In fact, in stress, my C is little positive. Matlab, I'm not too impatient to come to conclusion, to take decision when I'm under stress. I like to be quiet. If you see my eyes little negative, I don't speak much when I'm under stress, and I take decision accordingly. And the mirror, if you see, mirror is close to similar to public, but S and C are more better, and D and I is almost similar to whatever 1 or 2 to 3 graphs I saw. So this is where the personality types comes into the picture, guys. There's a huge report, 30-page report. If you really read it, you will come to know what exactly the meaning is all about. And the best part is that because I know my personality now, I know my strengths, I can work on my weakness, and I can also focus कि आगे चल के मेरे dreams क्या हो सकते हैं. So my dreams of being a world-class speaker or inspiring people, it came, if you see, my personality itself reflects. because my personality reflects जो मेरे strength zone है उसी पे मैं काम करता हूँ. Whatever weakness I have, I tend to delegate or I complement with workaround. So if you see in my next slide, this is the power disc. So John C. Maxwell shares the strengths of my leadership. One, I is influensive, so I'm generally an influensive speaker. D is maybe decisive. P is processing. D is detailing. C is I think consistent. Yeah, P is persisting, and R is relating. So if you see, my I is well developed. Directing is above average according to the report. Processing is good. Retailing is good, but it is below par. I need to work on that, or either I need to find someone where I can delegate. Or C is creating. Creating, matlab, if I can come up with creative ideas or anything, something creative. P is persisting, and R is relating. So if you just see my profile, actually it tells me that my P and D needs improvement, but rest other thing is okay, is above average. Now if I can start working on my strength and work on my P and D, then actually I can grow much faster. So I exactly know where to work on my personality. Now, in fact, I can also choose my profession based on that. Because होता क्या अगर अब जिनको भी detailing, जो भी C लोग हैं, people who are C oriented, who need lot of detail, they will be amazing in research work. And now I thank God, thank God I didn't go to higher studies. I know I will be pathetic in that because I'll miss a lot of details. And that is my weakness. I didn't know that time. And now if you see my personality itself shows that I generally don't go much into P and processing and detailing. I just need bottom line point to point answer. Thoda 2-3 point de do, it is enough. I can create the process out of it. So this is how it has helped me, guys. So the DISC profile assessment will basically help you to know your personality, and once you know yourself better, you can actually deal with other people in much more smarter way. Today the best output, I'll tell you what has happened, because I know myself. I know the DISC profile assessment now. What I did in my corporate, I exactly know who is detail oriented guy. जो भी बंदा detail oriented guy होता है, उसको मैं email एक दो line email नहीं लिखता, उसको मैं detail के साथ लिखता हूँ कि अच्छा ये मेरा point है, this is what I want to convey, and the details associated to the point is attached here. And if my manager is a deep personality, उसको यार ज़्यादा detail की जरूरत नहीं, तो उसको मेरे email body में 2-3 point होते हैं बस, जो वो पूछ रहा है उसके related point to point उसका answer मिलेगा, और उसको मैं attachment डाल दूंगा. If you need more details, you can open the attachment. Similarly, I personality people, उनको बात करना, उनको आप email दोगे तो पढ़ेंगे भी नहीं वो. They actually won't read your email. But if you identify who is the I guy, rather than call him, you call him and tell, see, this is what I was working, and ये मेरा काम हो गया, and I hope if you have any doubt, you can reach out to me. So if you really know the personality, you can be more effective, and your people management skill will also become effective, and you can bring the results much faster way. So this is I wanted to speak about. I hope it added some value. And next week, I think I'll call Pramod to share his story, because he is at a very senior level, and how knowing the personality has helped him to grow and cover the blind spots. And I'll call next week Pramod. And thank you so much, all of you, to have patience to listen to all of us till 10:30. I know we are shooting time. And thank you so much. If anyone has any feedback and the last summary, who will take it? They can, people can volunteer and take the summary of all talk quickly in 2 minutes.
I'll give it, Kiran.
Yeah, go ahead, Prakash.
Okay, so Lalita ji talked about the attitude, positive attitude. Then Dilip ji talked about goal setting and how we can achieve the goals. Then Saurabh talk about leadership skills and specialized knowledge. Then Bharat talked about weight management, special guest. Girija ji talked about habit of consistency, how we can achieve things in consistent way. Then most entertaining and important topic from Karthik and Sahana, respecting husband. That yeah, actually, so definition of men for love is respect, for woman it is love. So they explain about chair. So then after that, Arun ji talked about developing asset column, being focused. Then Rohit talked about the executive's disease, underestimation of own brain power. So brain executives he talked about. Then Rajendra ji talked about having big smile on your face and making impact. Likewise, Karthik, Sahana, Kiran, everyone here are having big smile, and I'm able to remember them for a very long time because of their smile only. That is true. And then Shivaji talked about dreaming big to achieve the big things. Then Bhushan shared a very good story about Nick, who is a public speaker. To blow your limits, do not limit yourself to something, so that it is whatever he mentioned, like it is a thin line between success and failure. That is nothing but going beyond your limitations. And after that, Kiran talked about the knowing your personality through DISC assessment. So that's what for the day.
अमेजिंग समरी, अमेजिंग समरी। प्रकाश जी बहुत अच्छे से फीलिंग्स के साथ आपने समरी शेयर किया।